Hey, welcome back to Above Life channel. This is a little unique, but I'm doing a talk after the channel because we channeled Judy Garland here on June 13th, 2023. And it was weird. It felt weird. It felt heavy. It felt serious. And sometimes I have those experiences with spirits and I wanted to talk to you about it while it's fresh in my mind. Plus, I needed to schedule it a little bit later so I'd have a chance to review the video myself a little bit, at least part of it. I got to watch part of it. And right away, as soon as I start watching it, I'm like, I totally understand what she's talking about and what she was trying to bring in and say. So I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to cue you in on that. So thank you for joining. This is just a talk after the channeling session that we just did because I want to share with you as a psychic medium, as a channel, how this really works. And this particular channeling with Judy today on Tuesday, June 13th was heavy. It was heavy. It didn't feel fun. It didn't feel great. But I tried, I persevered, I showed up and I kept working through it, right? And I'm like, there has to be a purpose for this. There has to be a purpose. Well, I want to talk to you about our own biases and how we get in the way of receiving information or interpreting information. So this is an example of that. Let me just check the sound quality and see how it is. Can you hear me okay? To be clear, this is not a channeling. This is the after talk of the channeling. To be clear, this is not a channeling. There we go. I just felt the need to come back on and have a conversation about this. Hi, Anna. Hi, Patty. Thanks for being here. Double patties. So we just channeled Judy Garland. She came in and talked about the past, about some of her, well, how do I say this? She brought in a heaviness, a very seriousness about Hollywood and about the system and the old structure and how the rich white men are in power and how she talked about children, how they were abused and mistreated and given all sorts of drugs and just like grueling work hours and abused, sexually abused and their bodies were abused. And I mean, all this stuff, right? Like children didn't have rights. She talked about human rights and she talked about our humanity. And it was very serious, like heavy. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. And I didn't want that. I wanted something uplifting. And the truth is, we are in very serious times. It is June 2023, and this is Pride Month. So people who are in the queer community are on high alert, heightened alert. There are threats. There are serious safeguards that need to happen in celebrations and public parades and expression because of the political human climate, the political climate at this time in the United States, wherein connected into Judy's channeling, focusing on the children, she kept bringing it back to the kids and how that experience informed her life journey and gave her all sorts of vices and bad habits and difficulty and mental health stuff. There's all this stuff that came because of how she was treated as a child. So do you see how this is connected to what's happening in our society right now, especially with calling out and putting pressure on children right now, kids, particularly trans youth. Okay. And so here's where my own personal bias comes in. I'm going to have a real talk with you here on Above Life channel about that. It is very difficult to be a human person and to channel in total purity without your own emotions getting involved. And we do our best to do that, to be a clear channel, to set aside our own biases and to be aware, at least very aware of them when we step into session with you privately or publicly. Okay, that's kind of how we, the collective of psychic mediums that are in integrity and have ethics and are professional at this. I've been doing this for 19 years. And there's a lot that we do in prep before we do sessions so that we can be in that integrity and be able to share the messaging as it's coming through. But we are human, just like you are. And so it's really important for me, I think, to share this as a person who does channeling and psychic mediumship, who is intuitive. I live intuitively, and it's my work. My job is intuition and psychic connection. And so I think you, as viewers, are so curious and interested in afterlife and in connection because you know you're intuitive and you know we are all connected, and you can get personal information, not about those winning lottery numbers or how to best live your life and make the right best choice. It's about the support and the encouragement and the safety net of love that's created by the unseen. The safety net of love that is created by the unseen, that is an energy. That is what we all are, energy beings, regardless of your political party affiliation, your gender identity, or your sexuality, or your culture, or however your body shows up in this lifetime. The energetic of who you are transcends all of that. And that is what connects us. That's why we're woven together. That's why we are playing out this life experience together. This is why at times it's really heavy and it's fucking hard. And at other times, it's beautiful and connected and healing. This is one of those times. So the trans piece hits home for me. I have somebody in my family that is trans. And I won't say too much about that because I believe that that's an individual's choice to share their life story or experience. However, that piece was me during the channeling with Judy today on June 13th, 2023. When she was talking about the kids and the abuse of the kids and the targeting of the kids and the using them for whatever you could get, that's what's happening now politically. Children who are different are being targeted and being used as pawns in a political conversation. They're being used as marketing tools or propaganda, and these are their lives. It's just like religion has been used that way in the past. It's like culture has been used that way in the past. Diversity has been used that way in the past to create what? Marketing for political gains. So we as people are being used and manipulated. And that sounds really harsh and I hear myself say that and I go, oh my gosh, that's so kind of conspiracy theorist like, but it's a scenario that is around. I mean, that's what marketing is. Like, look at cereal boxes. Remember Tony the Tiger? Everybody wanted to be cool and have the Tony the Tiger cereal, those frosted flakes. Everybody wanted that. It's so cool. Like manipulated into purchasing that. We put pressure as kids on our parents to buy that stuff. This is the same kind of thing, but it is more nefarious. It is more malice. So it's really important for us as spiritual beings, as energy people, as an energy being, to recognize that when we are being intuitive and receiving intuitive information, channeling information from our team, our spiritual helpers, your angels, your guides, your grandma from the afterlife, that there are places within us that naturally block some of the information because it might be too hard. It might bring up some sorrow or sadness, additional layers of grief that we might not feel prepared or ready to handle. But I can promise you, my friends here on Above Life Channel, you are ready to handle it. Because I believe in you and I believe in us and I believe in our existence as energy beings, as spiritual beings in human bodies. And we get to have our full expression and we get to have our full freedom. And part of that is to support one another. The best way we can protect ourselves and protect our kids is to love. And I know that that's on many Hallmark greeting cards. And I know that's touted as a marketing thing in some arenas, right? Or this higher than thou righteousness spirituality, just as much as the righteousness religious dogma. And the truth is, we exist in the in between. This is such an important time. We have to care about and have compassion for the most vulnerable. And we have to raise our next generation. We have to lead by example. And I'm not saying turn the other cheek, but I'm saying live in love, in the expression of and the freedom of that. And part of that comes through acceptance and recognition of people different than you are and being curious about that and letting them, like Judy said, she said, share your story. And the people that will receive it and are ready to receive it will. And the people that won't. And they will, it doesn't change your story. What is happening right now will not change the life experience of these children, the trans kids and the non-trans kids. They're all watching. It's affecting all of them. It's poisoning the water hole by adults using them, exploiting them for political power and gain. What kind of system is that? That's not a system built on love, acceptance, and respect. If you don't want to use the lovey hippie term, that's what my kid says. Oh, you're such a happy hippie. You know, I'm like, well, if love is a hippie thing, sign me up. Here's the thing. Respect. What happened to like treat your neighbor the way you would like to be treated? Like what happened to that? Like what? There's just some basic things, right? The basic to the ability to live your life, the freedom should not be taken for granted, and it's not. But we must recognize, like when we're getting the intuitive information, when we're getting our triggers. Do you see this? It's triggers coming up, right? It's connected into my heart space, into the structure and the structure of my heart chakra. And there are pockets and places where I am scared to death of the person in my life who is trans because I don't want them hurt. I would give my life to ensure that did not happen. And the truth is, I have worked in schools, right? And I would give my life for your child to have their freedom, to be themselves. We shouldn't have to. Do you see? If we don't buy in to the either or scenario, like Judy said, both things can exist at the same time. I can drink my water and I can drink my coffee, and they're not competing. Oh my gosh, coffee, you're too hot. You need to change so I can care. Oh my gosh. The water is not saying to the coffee, you are too hot. You are not acceptable. You are not acceptable. And the coffee is not saying to the water, you need to be different so that I can be hot. What? This is how ridiculous the world is becoming. So we lead in the fullest expression of ourselves, feeling into our empathic hearts, and don't go down into the depth of the despair. If you go down, dive in, get yourself the wisdom and the knowledge and pull it up from the inside out and then step right out and be. Don't let someone else yell at you or cause you to back away or be afraid because they are loud, because they are angry. The resistance that we activated inside of us, those triggers, they come from our internalized stories. Things from our lineage, our family background that we didn't even know about. This is why people have done ancestral work. This is why in the spiritual marketplace, there's all sorts of stuff about ancestors and let's work with our ancestors and well, tell me about my past life and my lineages and stuff. It's because all of this stuff informs us as to what's up with us. Like our reactions and our responses aren't just our own, they are ingrained, they are internalized systems of prejudice, of bigotry, of homophobia. And when we're aware of that, and we're willing to let our triggers come out, but not become our triggers. They don't have to become your identity. You don't have to react because somebody else is presenting in a certain way. You still get to present however you want to present. So if a protester is holding a sign yelling in your face, you don't even have to make eye contact with them. You can put your hands over your heart and sway back and forth. You can close your eyes. You can talk to Archangel Michael in your head. You can feel the earth energy below your feet, or you can give them the beautiful symbol of love, or you can pray, or you can tell them, bless your heart, or you can tell them, I'll pray for you. Okay. That's the sarcastic part of me that's really sassy. And yes, I can be like that too. And I get triggered for sure. But this conversation with Judy today was about the trans kids, and it was about all of us as a society and how we pick on people that can't defend themselves. These are children being used and exploited for personal gain of grown ass adults who have plenty of money to exploit them. So, how about you and I support them? Because they're the ones that are going to be taking care of us when we're in our nursing homes and care facilities. They're going to be the ones that are in office in the future making decisions for us when we're 90 and living on Social Security. And what goes around comes around. All right. Might have to turn the comments off on this one. Or not. Every time somebody makes a bad comment or negative comment or intense comment, just put a heart. I have not been reading my comments. You probably noticed that. It's been a good year since I've read my comments. I used to read them and respond. I don't anymore. Because the people who really want that access and time with me either show up on my live streams or they have sessions with me or they join my small groups and or they're on my Facebook or Instagram or whatever. They connect with me other ways. And I'm a little more discerning about who gets access to me and how that works, you know? So too shall you. So that's what Judy was talking about. The kids. Yes. So I wanted to have this conversation with you because I was bothered by the channel. It wasn't fun, light, fluffy. It was hard. And I still did it. I kept at it. I could have taken it down, but I knew there was a bigger purpose. I knew there was. So thank you so much for being here on Above Life channel. Thank you for being part of this community. I appreciate you very much. You've been a wonderful part of my journey. I look forward to continuing to connect with you. As always, in the description below, there are access links to services. If you want to have a private session with me, you can do that. You can also join some of my groups. I've been starting to have small groups that are like old school psychic readings, just kind of throwbacks. It's been fun. I enjoyed it the first time we did it. Um, or I answered questions for people about their personal psychic questions that they had. So that was pretty cool. I really actually enjoyed that. So I'm going to do it again in June here on the 22nd. I'm going to do it again in July if it's popular, if people enjoy it. It is a service. So you can access that with the links below in the description of this video. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I hope I've inspired your spirit to be yourself, given you hope and encouragement to live your life. You matter, okay? You make a huge difference just by being you. This is your life, yours, not a protester, not your jerk of an uncle, not your neighbors, not the guy passing you on the highway ready for road raging. It's not their lives. Don't give them the best of you or any part of you. They do not get that. It's your life, and you get to live it. Just live it. Just live it. Thank you for being here. Thank you.